Hi everyone, it's Sunday, December 1st, time for another HideNet Weekend Review. I'm Vera Dordick. Starting with the United States market, it was a very short week for most because of the Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday, which many people actually turned into a 4-day weekend. With lower volume, it wasn't a surprise that sellers were able to hold prices steady for yet another week. So with regard to sales of regular weight heavy Texas steers, any reported sales, of which there really weren't many, were at steady prices of $28 on 64.66 pounds. With regard to the cow market, little if anything has changed, although prices are still holding steady with some incremental improvements here or there, but certainly nothing to get too excited about. As expected, U.S. slaughter was down this week at 556,000 for the holiday shortened week. Combined export sales for the week ending November 21st were a relatively healthy 619,700, and shipments were 530,700. In our observations this week, we crunched the numbers with regard to shipments in recent months, and we also did the same thing for sales to China, and the results were a little surprising, so you'll want to check that out. Moving over to Europe, editor Andrea Guolo says that the English 36 plus ox had some more orders this week, which meant that sellers were able to get 77 pence per kilo, while some smaller high-quality lots were able to earn 80 cents. With regard to cows in Europe, Andrea says prices have been stable, and the situation is pretty much the same in the bull sector, with the exception of one origin that saw levels soften a bit. In his analysis this week, Andrea sums up what's currently going on in Arzignano with regard to the levels of work and orders. He also expands a bit more than last week on the prospects for the rest of the year and what's driving a less than optimistic outlook for January. From South America, editor Ronald Guiel reports from Brazil that rawhide prices were unchanged for yet another week, with fresh hides still at 59 cents in reals. Thanks to the exchange rate, that is also still 14 US cents. TR1 was a tad firmer this week, selling for 48 US cents to 50 cents per square foot. In other news from Brazil, we have items on Marfrig's margins in the fourth quarter and an update on the Brazilian bank's sales of its shares in JBS. From elsewhere in Latin America, we have items on Argentina's higher slaughter for the month of October, Guanajuato's expanded exports to more than 50 countries this year, as well as another analysis of Uruguay's poor situation in the leather industry. We also want to mention our international report, which this week included information about the prices and trends of China's lime split market. And last week, we had hide import data from China. If you haven't checked it out already, try a free trial and see what you're missing. That's all we have for today, so good night from HideNet.